Hello and welcome back to Tesla News. My name is Marian and I'm your host today. I have some great stuff today prepared for you. We will talk about the Tesla Robotaxi market and how it is actually much bigger as you think. And we will look into a GAC company, Guangzhou Automobile Group from China, because they have made a battery breakthrough. Always consider that we haven't seen it in real life yet, but again, some great news over there, and I'm going to talk about that today with you. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and let's dive into those two topics right now. So looking into the robotaxi market, guys, there are a lot of videos out there, a lot of people talking about what could happen in the future once Tesla is finally starting to go into phase 5. So having the FSD at a level where we see no interaction needed anymore from human beings. And so this means we could maybe see that this year, but we won't see that everywhere in the world, as I mentioned before. But what I like to look at today is the markets that Tesla will actually compete with. And in general, people that follow Tesla for a long time and are right into that topic do know that markets like Uber, Lyft, anything that has to do with the ride-sharing market is a total obvious market that Tesla is competing with. We do know that these competitors, as we can already call them, as Tesla is expanding its business towards ride-sharing, these competitors have an approximately 38 cents per mile cost. We do know that the efficiency Tesla is working on and the lower cost for battery cars, electric cars, is around 26 cents per mile. So comparing that, you might think, well, 12 cents per mile, okay, well, that's not a big difference. But if we look in the bigger perspective, we take a lot of cars, a lot of people using those cars. This allows Tesla, or would allow any Tesla owner, to actually compete with Uber and Lyft and offer a certain price, which will Tesla will, I guess, make a standard price for everyone, for the owner and Tesla owned cars. But I think this will allow Tesla and all the other cars out there to compete with the ride-sharing market. Just as a reminder, the ride-sharing market right now has a value of $73 billion. And we look at the increase of this value of the market size towards $200 billion in 2026. Looking into where Tesla is right now, I think it's just a question of time, maybe end of the year, maybe beginning next year, that we finally see phase 5. Meaning we would go close to 2022. Looking at the market cap of $200 billion, this is still around 4 years away. This would allow Tesla to enter the market slowly. And if we look into the fact that it will take time to establish a robotaxi fleet, of course, Tesla could expand its production and send out there like 50,000 cars a year, or 100,000 cars, or even more if they wanted to, if they have the production capacity. Again, there are a lot of questions. How is that going to work? What distances, what cities will they start? Will they start in Texas? Will they start in California? How they are going to roll out all of that? When are Tesla owners allowed to enter this ride-sharing app and allow people to use their Tesla cars as well? So this there are a lot of questions out there. Again, the question is not how and how fast it will happen, but the market size for the Tesla stock. This is important. So we go back to it, $209 billion. Now there is another market that many people actually forget. It is the car renting market. The car renting market is $60 billion in 2020. And now also here we look at an outlook of around $100 billion in 2026. And now we look in an even other market that might be not that obvious in the first point, but when we look at the taxi or limousine market, I would maybe take the limousine section away, but it's sort of like, why do you have a limousine? I mean, you could take like a Model X or another Model S, but again, it's not a limousine. I think this section won't be too important, but the taxi part, taxis are the one that ride sharing is actually competing with. But again, it's a market close to $120 billion. If we take the limousine market away, let's say approximately $100 billion. Taking all this into consideration, guys, we look at $300 billion, $400 billion easily in 4 years. And just as a reminder, Tesla had a revenue for the last year of $35 billion. So even if Tesla could take a share of 10% by 2026, this would allow Tesla to make a yearly revenue of around $40 billion. So just taking in perspective that we are now looking at a revenue of close to $40 billion. So this would be the entire revenue Tesla has at the moment. So there is really a lot of potential. Diving into the second news, guys, GAC is the name, Guangzhou Automobile Group, a Chinese car maker that is actually not that well known yet, but nevertheless they have operated already since 2010, and the first model was actually built under the Trumpchi name, and then in 2019 they made the label of GAC Ion. They made the Ion S, the SUV LX, and the Ion V. You can find actually under GAC as well the stock price. It's pretty low over there. It's around $1. Just have a look, guys, because they have actually, it's official news. They have made batteries. They have a lot of patents. They have really worked out great products out there. And what the key, guys, is they have managed to build a battery and a charging network which allows to charge your battery with 8 minutes to up to 80%, guys. Just imagine that. That's crazy. That's like a normal gas station visit. So guys, this is game changing, and always remember that this is also positive for Tesla. I think Tesla might be working on something like that too. So guys, if you did enjoy my video, I hope to see you again here, and do consider subscribing and let my channel